China's leaders are ringing in what they hope is a new world order. This is Mother's Day 2017. This headline came out yesterday. Caught my attention. They are moving from us, moving westward. We're going to go from here in Moscow, Venice, Athens, Nairobi, Jakarta. So Jakarta is a place of interest. This is the new Silk Road. These are supply lines. This old one is a blue one, what we used to do. I guess because China and whoever was around here can't agree, and there's still going to be a lot of problems here, but they'll work it out. They're going to go north. Silk Road, economic belt. Belt and road. Obviously it goes over the road. You'll see here the headlines: political push. United States stepping back. The OBR, what is that? OBOR. While OBR has been hailed within China, One Belt, One Road initiative. One world order, one belt, one road. Okay, so this is where it gets to the issue at hand. Washington is largely uninvolved in the Chinese One Belt, One Road initiative or connected projects like the China-led Asia Infrastructure and Investment Bank. That is a bank that China opened to begin building infrastructure, whereas where this money is going to come from. They pledged $124 billion. The headline somewhere. Nonetheless, $124 billion, and they're going to loan it at like 2%. They're going to make a lot of money. But there's a lot of headlines that came out of this meeting, because this was obviously a big change. Belt and Road Forum in Beijing happened yesterday. China is increasing and everybody else is decreasing. But that bank that they made, let's see if I can pull it up. Here we go. And that the decision by the UK to join the China-instigated AIIB shows overdue strategic clarity and awareness among the political establishment that foreign policy towards China should aim to advance a national interest rather than placate Britain's other allies, as in the United States. Because the United States has the dollar and the International Money Fund, and China wants its own bank and wants the yuan to be the one in charge. So we can see that on this China-North Korea missile, it's related to the OBOR, Belt and Road Forum, again, over and over again. OBO is a personal project of Xi, who is the president or something, based in China, sold to Beijing. Everything's about China getting respect and being anxious and coming on. Fellow volunteer, this guy, said the forum came at a time when less and less countries are willing to show leadership, especially the U.S. Salesman Lion G said that it was so obvious that North Korea is targeting our country with the missile launch. They are telling us they don't support OBOR and sabotaging our relationships with other countries. So North Korea is anti-NWO, or at least they look like it. And Trump is over here paving the way. Trump's China deal boosts U.S. long-term natural gas, I don't know what L is, and natural gas without rule change. So Trump paved the way for this to go on. Thursday by President Donald Trump's administration doesn't appear to alter access for Chinese companies to U.S. gas cargoes. It welcomes China to receive shipments and engage in long-term contracts with American suppliers, which we have not done in the past because China is an economic behemoth and we can't give them all of our reins. And they make all of our stuff and they owned all of our treasuries already. And they have all of our land, at least in California. So now he doesn't want them to, well, he's capitulating. But he would know that this is bad for America. But I don't know. I don't think he wants anything. I just mean to say political perspective. We're about a third of the way through. Now, targeting China, this goes on and on. Sort of a American supplies accounted for almost 7% of China's total imports in March. That's unrelated. China led the creation in 2014 of a new regional lender, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, to finance ports, highways, and other projects. Xi promised to avoid forming small groups of allies. He wants regional stability. This is all global New World Order talk. Harmonious coexistence. They're going to make a ton of money off this. The 20-year Chinese loan at 2.5% annual interest rate would cover 85% of the rail line's estimated cost of something called a forint, $1.9 billion. That means they're going to own the Silk Road. There's going to be China's Silk Road. You build it, you own it. Oh, and look, this is the guy the U.S. sent over. Special assistant to Trump. So the whole world got together and decided something, and the U.S. delegation was just some guy. China and Russia already are partners, along with Central Asian governments, in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a security group widely seen as an effort to counter U.S. influence in the region. Putin, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, that's his son, and Prime Minister, he sent his own son to this meeting, and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of Pakistan, Prime Minister echoed Xi, who is the president or whatever of China, all these really important people, while we had a special assistant to Trump, theme that economic development would help to nurture political stability and neutralize support for radical groups. The Russian leader complained about illegal sanctions and warned that trade protectionism is creating a breeding ground for terrorism. So the more that U.S. tries to the more that America tries to protect itself and survive, the more that we are going to inflame radical groups and breed terrorism, per the plan. This is going to be the kind of initiative that puts an end to terrorism, meaning that Islam's just going to win. If Erdogan is in here with Turkey, okay, Erdogan is the guy coming out of Turkey. This guy's dad, a candidate for the Antichrist. So that's a strong Muslim nation that's about to, lead the charge, and he's working closely with China and Russia, who are already partners. Now, you should know that China and Russia own the world's gold, and they're both communist. And that China is in better position to have a world reserve currency currently than the United States dollar and the International Monetary Fund Bank is. We are full of holes in a house of cards, and they are... China, listen to this. Xi called for, she or Z, I don't know, called for regional cooperation in finance, a field where China's huge state-owned banking industry and $3 trillion of foreign currency reserves would make it the dominant player. It just has money coming out of its pockets. $3 trillion in foreign currency, that means it just owns so much country's debt. Like when you have a dollar bill in your pocket, China gets a cut when you spend it. Actually, they got their cut off your labor that was taken out before you even got it. China saw their cut because they own so much of our debt. China is North Korea's chief ally. yet they're becoming increasingly critical of North Korea recently. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear technology has impaired its own security. Maybe North Korea is being disobedient. I don't know what North Korea is thinking of. They're so crazy. That was a quote. North Korea wants to attain credible regional nuclear capability, with which it can hold regional targets under nuclear threat. It's not even certain that nuclear weapons exist. Tong Zhao, an analyst with Carnegie Tsinghua Center for Global Policy, he pointed to worsening relations between Beijing and Pyongyang as the U.S. has increased pressure on China to act to rein in North Korea's nuclear program. So now North Korea is in between us and China, and guess who's China's going to turn on and side with. It's like using a kid against somebody. This month, North Korean state media warned China was crossing a red line in relations between the two countries as Beijing danced to the tune of the U.S. So they're both pointing fingers over the shoulder of Trump, of us, which we're not, they're going to end up, we're going to side with one of them or something, and then they're going to side together. Indigenous. So this, I don't know why, Business News, Sunday, May 14th, is a picture of this guy, March 27th, 3/27 this year. But his name is Chinese Premier Li Keqiang, and he came out to say that China is capable of maintaining stability in its financial markets. China will also strike a balance between financial stability, gradual deleveraging, and steady economic growth. This deleveraging is the leveraging it has over the dollars and everything else, where it's been jacking its dollar down in comparison so that it has a larger manifold growth when the dollar crashes. It's deleveraging. They're shorting the dollar. So they're going to stop doing that, or making sure it's nice and easy. This is the things that we watch. This is what I watch every day. Financial stability, gradual deleveraging, steady economic growth of China in terms of its New World Order. This is exactly Lee said during a meeting with the International Monetary Fund's Managing Director, Christine Lagarde, on the sidelines of the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing. So he's talking about meeting with the bank that is the United States dollar, world currency reserve dollar, who runs our whole entire economy. Meeting with her, talking about gradual deleveraging of the American dollar for China to emerge. And prudent monetary policy will be maintained, and the yuan currency will be kept basically stable in the environment of deleveraging, meaning that it's now no longer going to be dropping. The yuan's been sort of moving around, deceiving us where it is in relationship to all the dollars. Now it's going to set, and all the dollars are going to drop and rise according to it. So this is signaling it comes out after the meeting yesterday that they are going to begin the emergence of the yuan. Here it is. China pledges $124 billion for New Silk Road. They own 85. That's 85% of the cost of that globalization project. They're going to own it. And to top it off, in her meeting with Lee on Sunday, Lagarde said the pace of China's economic growth is encouraging and provides support for international economic cooperation and multilateral trading systems, meaning it's like poised perfectly to become the new dollar. The IMF is also pleased to see that China's financial system is solid and effectively managed. The IMF is only interested in the American dollar. Why is it pleased to see China? Because it's coming and taking over, and it's glad that the process is going as it should. And then you can see this headline is leading us fully into disillusion as America. That's Mother's Day 2017, China, the New World Order coming on strong.